Hello, beautiful one. Welcome home. Today we're going to catch up on some of the fun stuff that I've been doing and the work that I've been doing, the fear and anxiety I've been experiencing in my body-mind, and happiness. How seeking is not the solution to happiness. Seeking happiness will never bring it. It's a relaxing into happiness that allows it to fully blossom within your heart and your life experience. All right, let's get started. Intro. I drove to Dallas last weekend to go to the Dior Exhibit and Six Flags Over Texas to ride some roller coasters. The Dior Exhibit was beautiful. It was spectacular. It was really wonderful to see all of the dresses through all the different decades of Dior. It was great to get to see them up close and see all the detailing and the embroidery and the beading. And I must say the Dallas Art Museum did an amazing job on the exhibit. It was beautiful. It was just incredibly beautiful. I got lots of pics to study and be inspired by later. And then I left there and went to Six Flags Over Texas to ride some roller coasters, which I was incredibly excited about. Unfortunately, it didn't turn out exactly like I hoped. I got to the park and got on the Judge Roy Scream, an old wooden roller coaster that I've ridden before and really loved. But unfortunately this time, my nervous system was simply not having it. I spent the entire ride with my body-mind just completely freaking out and my brain going, I don't want to be on this, I don't want to be on this, I don't want to be on this, which I found incredibly disappointing. I went on a second coaster to see if I could just push through that initial wall of fear, but it was even worse than the first one. I unfortunately had to accept that my nervous system is just too raw right now to be able to go on roller coasters. This time here in Texas has been extremely stressful for me. And being a psychic sponge, I pick up on everything around me. And unfortunately, most people are pumping out a whole lot of fear and negative emotions. Plus, although I love my mother, being here has been extremely emotionally challenging. So I feel like I've got to do some hot springs and some desert time and some rest and healing before I do some major roller coaster time again. I've been experimenting more with the ice dyeing, which is a lot of fun. I did this shirt, which I absolutely love. I love the way it turned out. These are made using a really cool technique where you fold or scrunch the garment and place the dye and ice on top of it, so as the ice melts, the dye bleeds through the garment, creating these really beautiful patterns. And I've got 10 more shirts, a combination of t-shirts and dress shirts, and a pair of pants done. And all of these will be up on my clothing website within the next few days. A link to that is below. I also spoke with my mother and have made the decision to stay here through Christmas, which I think is a really good idea. November and December are a really hard time for my mother and I because that's when my little sister went into the hospital and passed away. So I think it'll be good for us to be together during that time period. It seemed like my mom was wanting to kind of rush me out of here, but it turns out she just thought that I wanted to rush out of here. So I'm excited that we've decided to take a little more time together before I hit the road again. It's also going to give me more time to get the work done around the house and on the van. Blessed Samhain. Samhain is the Celtic holiday that occurs this time of year. It's like the Celtic New Year. It's a time of death and transformation and letting go so there can be rebirth in the spring. It's considered a time when the veils between the worlds is thinnest and magic is right at your fingertips. It's also a time to remember our ancestors, without which we wouldn't even be here. So have a blessed Samhain, and blessings to you and your ancestors. Be sure and check out this week's guided journey meditation. We go to visit the Kundry for Samhain. The Kundry is a powerful archetype in Celtic mythology. She's associated with the Grail and appears in many forms, from a beautiful maiden to a wizened old crone. I've been noticing lately that I've had a lot of sadness in my body-mind, which is not something terribly new. It is something that I've had to deal with this entire lifetime. There have been a lot of events that have occurred in this lifetime to give this personality structure many reasons for feeling sadness. But it seems like just such a complete waste of time. It just drags me down, makes me less productive, sucks all the enjoyment out of life. But then I find when my personality structure is chasing happiness, that often just makes the situation worse. Seeking happiness never leads to happiness. I know that sounds completely messed up, but that's the way it is in this reality. The happiness that you seek is actually ever present. It's a part of your eternal being. And seeking it out in the world never brings sustained happiness. You must seek it within, which is a trippy paradox because nothing is outside of you. Everything is within you. Everything that appears outside of you is actually within you. So how come seeking happiness outside of you doesn't work and you have to go within when what's outside of you is actually within you? It's a strange paradox, but I see the wisdom in it, because whenever you're focused on seeking happiness through what appears to be outside of yourself, you're caught up in identification with your personality structure and your ego patterns. And they're driving you out of your center, out into stories, seeking something that's already present within you as you. When you turn inward and choose to be the happiness that you already are, then you're aligning yourself with identification with your true self, your true being, your true essence. So no matter how hard you try to seek and grab and create happiness for yourself out in the world, you're never going to find pure, sustained happiness that way. Now, I'm not saying you shouldn't be making choices to better your life, to move away from situations that create unhappiness within your experience, and move towards situations that create greater happiness. That just makes sense, and it creates a better experience for you overall as a human being. However, if there isn't also the accompanying balance of turning inward and allowing yourself to choose and be the happiness that you already are, then nothing you do out in the world is going to make you truly happy. I know that sounds deceptively simple, and it really is. It's just about turning inward and accepting that you are happiness, that happiness is your true state. Our mind is usually so filled with garbage and stories about how unhappy we are, about this thing or this person or that person. So it's going to take some meditation to accomplish this. You've got to clear your mind so that you can relax into your true state of being and allow your natural happiness to blossom and unfold, regardless of what's going on in what appears to be your outer experience. Wonderful. As always, I'm extremely grateful that you're tuning in. If you like this video, please like it below so that others will see it, and be sure and subscribe if you haven't yet. I love you very, very much, and I hope you're having a beautiful day. Remember, something wonderful is going to happen today. Peace.